So what do you think happens when you send close to 1 million emails? Well, I've done it, and you make a lot of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars in fact, but you also make a ton of mistakes, which is what happened to me. So I wanted to create this mini training so you don't have to make the same mistakes I did when I first started trying to send cold emails to get clients. So if you are serious about scaling up your emails and you want to send mass automated emails to get clients and book more appointments, then I highly suggest you pay attention, you get a notepad out, cut out distractions, because this will be the easiest video you watch on YouTube. And just to show you how good we've gotten at emails, you can literally see on your screen me clicking on these live statistics of us getting an 81% open rate, a 37% click-through rate, meaning if we send 100 emails, 37 people actually click on the link to buy or book an appointment. Think about how wild that is. So we've gotten really good at email, so I suggest you watch this video, but this was just a bit of proof to show you that I know what I'm talking about. Like, it's literally going to be probably 15 to 20 minutes, and it's going to cover only 3 things that you actually need to know, right? The structure, so how do you actually set up domains correctly to make sure that we arrive in the prospect's inbox and not the spam folder. Send emails for free, automated and personalized, which is a completely unique hack that you probably haven't seen before. I'm then going to show you a winning script that we've used to book a lot of meetings and sign hundreds of customers and clients. So I'm actually going to show you the email sequence that we go through. And then I'm going to show you how to get high quality leads using ChatGPT and my secret prompt to get the actual owner's email, right? So I want to quickly preface that if you miss any of these steps, then it's not going to work because they each go hand in hand, right? If you have the best script, and let's say you skip to the script part of this video, but let's say you don't set up your emails correctly and you don't send using the right software, then it's not going to matter because your perfect script will go into this spam folder, which is not what we want. So let's dive into this straight away. Now, the importance of structure, so that's what we're going to be covering first, is 10 out of 10 because you can have the best script, but if you don't have the right setup and warm up, then it's not going to work. So essentially, you need domains, right? So domains are the end part of the actual email. So as a rule of thumb, you can send about 60 to 100 emails per domain. So if you want to send, let's say, 500 emails per day, then you would roughly need about 8 to 10 emails. Very simple. Hopefully that makes sense. You can write that down. If you send more than that, just like if you were to send more than 60 DMs on Instagram, you would start running into problems. The reputation of your domain would diminish and then you'd go to the spam folder. So it's important we have good deliverability hygiene is what some people call it. So yeah, essentially you need multiple domains and I'm going to show you where to buy them for the cheapest possible price. And I'm going to show you how to essentially warm them up and make sure you set them up correctly. So you need multiple domains which all send into the prospect's inbox. So hopefully this is making sense so far. Now, essentially you're going to buy the domains from GoDaddy or Google, and I promise you this is the easiest and cheapest way. If there was an easier way of sending cold emails, I would have done it, I promise you. But I'm going to walk you through this step by step. So each domain on GoDaddy should cost about $2. I wouldn't really care too much about the end part. I really don't think it matters that much. You can get like, yeah, bad ones or medium ones that, yeah, you don't need .com or .ai, right? You can just get normal ending domains. I think that's totally fine. Not many people care about that. So yeah, $2 per domain, and then you're going to want to buy an email. So just as an example, let's say scaling AI is the domain. You would then need like Charlie, and then that's meant to be an @scaling.ai, right? So you obviously need an email to connect to the domain, and we use Google or Microsoft 365. So yeah, if you want to send, let's say 1,000 emails, and obviously let's say you can send 8 emails per domain, so it's usually 60 to 100, you would obviously need about 10 of these. But I'd recommend starting on a micro level, meaning send 100, 200 emails per day. And once you have got a proof of concept and it's working, you can then scale it up because outbound is fractal. And you can write this down if you can have a notepad out. Fractal basically means that if you can't make something work out of 200 or 1,000, it's unlikely the next 200 is going to result in any significant difference, right? So try and make it work on a micro level before investing all of this into your email marketing, right? Because you wouldn't start running ads on $1,000 a day. You would probably start on like $20 a day or $30 a day, right? So keep that in mind, right? But nonetheless, here's a YouTube video that is really good for setting up, the correct SPF, DKIM, and DMARC. I've also got a video on this on my channel. but I'm not going to cover it too in depth in this one because I want to get into the script and the actual copywriting and the lead quality because I know that's what you guys probably care about the most. But essentially, if you want this Miro board, just DM me on Instagram and I'll send it over. But once you have the correct SPF, DKIM, and DMARC, you can essentially warm up the emails, right? Very simple. It's a 14-day warm up. Warming up basically means that you use a software, one that I'm going to explain, and it will basically send emails to other people who are also using the software. Now, the reason you do that is because you can't just buy a domain and start sending hundreds of emails, right? Because Google is going to see that as suspicious. Likewise, if you were to buy a Facebook account or just create a new Facebook account and start sending hundreds of DMs per day, it's going to restrict the account. And the exact same thing happens here, right? So essentially, we warm up the domains. So it's basically sending emails back and forth to people who are also warming up domains, just with so it has high reply rate. So you can use Instantly or you can use instanly.ai. They are quite literally the same. They are both quite expensive, which I'm going to show you an alternative, which is really cool. But you're going to leverage their 14-day free trial to warm up the emails because 14 days is how long you need. So it works perfectly, right? Because you can essentially not put in your card. You don't even need to put your card info in. You can warm up the domains for free on Instantly and Smart Lead. So it's perfect deliverability. And then you can even connect to Go High Level, which also is a 14-day free trial. So once your emails are warmed up, you can connect to Go High Level. And yeah, it's actually cheaper if you want to send unlimited emails. You can, if you want the most convenient and easiest way, obviously you could just stick with these two softwares, or one of them, obviously you wouldn't do both, but they are quite expensive. They are, I think, $97 per month, or I think this one's $94, and I think this one's $97, if you want to send like a decent amount of emails, like 5 to 15,000 per month, right? They do have cheaper plans, obviously, but you can barely send like 2,000, so it's not even worth it. So I suggest, if I was you, I would warm it up for free. You don't need to pay for anything. And then you basically connect to a software like Go High Level, which I personally use to send my emails. And you can obviously get 14 days free on that, which is amazing because you can try and get a client in that using the script that I'm going to give you if you keep watching. So yeah, that's that. It's just what I personally use. And you obviously get the other benefits of like, you get the CRM, you get like, you can build automations. So I would just recommend it for like beginners essentially because you don't get much bang for your buck for this unless you just want to send emails with no CRM, but you'll need a CRM when you get clients or for your clients, right? So yeah, they're the 14-day free trial. And I'm not affiliated with Go High Level. I do offer it free in my community. Plus you actually get the proven email sequences that I will give you in this video. I'll show you in this video. We get it built for you, right? So that's just that, but it's a pretty cool hack. Now let's move on to copywriting. So hopefully you understand how to actually send emails, the softwares you need to warm up and the softwares you need to send. So you should be a bit more clear on that and the whole domain email thing. So now let's actually cover copywriting, which is probably a 6 out of 10, to be honest. People like you may think it is, a 10 out of 10 thing that you need to have the perfect script, the perfect offer. But most people just have really bad deliverability and they have bad lead quality, which I'll talk to in a second. But the only difference between you, so you watching this right now, and the person you want to become is the way in which you think. So like what I was saying about how you probably think it is the copywriting that's the most important thing, but I would challenge your beliefs. Every single decision you make on a day-to-day basis, challenge it. Why are you making that decision? Because every decision and every belief you have had in your life has led you up to this point where you're watching this video in your current situation with your current bank account, right? So if you aren't happy with that, why are you going to keep listening to your beliefs that have gotten you to that point? So I want you to challenge it. And one of those challenges is touch points. Now, this guy is a billionaire. Ryan Breslow, I think he co-founded Bolt. If you've ever been to a major city and you've seen those Bolt scooters, they're like green electric scooters. He basically co-founded this billion-dollar company. And he posted this tweet: I just landed a major deal after messaging the CEO 15 times with no answer. 15 times. Instead of assuming they would get upset, I assumed they were busy. Being shameless pays. So are you going to adopt your current beliefs that have gotten you to this point in your life? Or are you going to do the smart thing of have the belief system of a billionaire? Literally a billionaire CEO. So I'll let you decide which one. So follow-ups are a must. And I'm going to walk you through a proven godly email sequence, a cold email sequence in a second. But I want to warn you, 99% of prospects will not respond to your first email. We are in the B2B space. It's statistically proven that it takes at least 5 touch points to engage a prospect via emails, LinkedIn, Instagram. So I just wanted to warn you, I wanted to share that with you, that insight, in terms of how much volume you need to do to actually get a response. Now let me walk you through this godly cold email sequence, and I want to warn you that this email sequence is responsible for getting 90% open rates. It books multiple appointments per 100 messages, because as you can see, it's ridiculously long. Like, it goes on, and the psychology in this is dangerous. Like, this will convert prospects into paying clients and appointments for your business. So let me start at the top with the first email, which is obviously going to be your offer. Now, as I said, most people, in fact 99% of people, aren't going to even respond to this or see it, which is why we have the follow-ups with system proof, the epiphany story, all that good stuff. So essentially, in this email, we're going to start with a subject line. Subject line is obviously the only thing that they see, and the goal of a subject line is purely to get them to click on the email. That is the only thing we want to do in the subject line. We don't want to say what it's about. We don't want to include marketing. We don't want to include whatever you're selling. Just say something that's going to get the prospect to click on the email. So it could be something as simple as message for Charlie, or the owner's name, obviously. So that's what the subject line is. And then on the first line, all we're going to do is say their first name. Because usually people would say their first name and then have like a fake compliment here, like, hey Charlie, love your YouTube, and you can already tell that they're going to pitch you something. So if we just do their first name and then comma, that's all they can see when they actually go through their email inbox. So obviously they're going to click on the email, which is the whole goal. Now, this is very important. We're going to put an evergreen, personalized first line here. Now, this is one of those things where I get asked a lot, is it better to go for more manual, personalized approach with cold emails, or is it better to just go like for a mass automated, not as much personalized email formula? And I personally think you should mix them together. So let's say you scrape leads from LinkedIn and you find all their emails. It would make sense for you to say something like, I noticed you on LinkedIn, and that's what you would replace this with. So obviously all the people you're reaching out to, you found their profile on LinkedIn. So you can just say that I noticed you on LinkedIn, and I've got to say that you're dominating the whatever industry you're reaching out to. So that's a great way of making it seem personalized. So if I receive an email being like, I noticed you were on YouTube, I'll be like, yeah, of course. Like, this guy's seen my video. So it's a pretty unique way of going about it. And then you've just got your offer right here. Now, as I said, this doesn't really matter because the main benefits are going to be the follow-ups that I'm going to show you in a second. But the offer could be something simple, like if I can get you insert free lead magnet or offer. Obviously, the more attractive and baity your offer is, the better, right? If you can provide something for free here, like a Google review system or a database reactivation, or just something that you can essentially give them for free, and it gets, X result in X time frame without things that they've tried in the past, and then you've got guarantee. So yeah, that's as simple as I can explain it. Would this be worth 90 seconds of your time? It's an amazing hook, but yeah. P.S. I'll send a very quick 9-second video explaining it. I want to lead with value, so that's why it's free. So you're just explaining why it's free, because some people will be like, oh no, it's too good to be true. So yeah, and then you've got a bit of an excitement here. So it's very, very simple email that is very standard, but as I said, most people aren't even going to see this, so that's where we do follow-ups. So the first follow-up is an amazing one. It's, have you seen this? Contact first name ? Because they're going to be thinking in their subconscious mind, have I seen this? And obviously they haven't seen it. So it's going to make them click on the email. And then once again, we have the first name, but then here's the beautiful part. So we've actually tested this in ad creatives. We've tested this in thumbnails. Everything performs better when you have system proof. Now, system proof is you showing your prospect that you have thought through what you're going to be doing for them. So if you can have a Miro board or a Lucid chart, just like what I'm doing here, right, for your clients, then it's going to show that you've got a system. So you could say something like, just checking you got the email sent you earlier, ... We've got a 4-step growth hack that will get you past 100K a month. and then you place the image in here that shows system proof. It shows that you, like, even if you aren't too confident in what you're doing, it's going to make the prospect seem like you are. So can I share it with you? ? Take care, Charlie. Right? Very simple. That's just the first follow-up. Second follow-up, we've got the epiphany. Subject line, this is what I'm doing right now. And you can obviously pause this and yeah, you can copy this if you want, but we basically have a GIF here. And then it's the potential company name. Has is unbelievable. I know that you're only a few decisions away from making it to the top. You know the importance of hiring world-class talent. 1A player equals 2x revenue plus hyper growth. It'll be I'll be your growth partner you've always wanted and will multiply your inputs tenfold. Let this be one of those decisions. Not asking for a yes, but rather just to show you what I've got, Charlie. Right? So it's conviction. It's compelling. And they know deep down that they are only a few hires away from 2xing their revenue. So they're going to be able to relate to it. They're going to understand it. And once again, you can't sell someone something by shoving it in their face. You have to make them come to their own conclusion that they should book an appointment or speak with you. That's key. So that is what we're doing here by using an epiphany, a story, an analogy to basically get them to come to the conclusion that it's probably a good idea to give you a shot at what you're doing. So obviously the wait between this is always like 24 to 48 hours, just in case you were wondering. Follow-up 3 is going to be, is something wrong, ? I've been having issues with my emails recently, so I'm not sure if you saw the personalized video I made for you, or whatever you want to put in this one. Is insert pain point. So you would say, is booking appointments an issue for you right now, or whatever your service is about? A response either way would be nice. So we're really pushing for a response right here, by basically just making them respond, because yeah, it's a nice thing to do. So yeah, I think that's key. For this one, we've got a quote. I see you ... Yeah, and it's just it's a Dwight meme. Have you been caught up in work or hardly working? Don't do everything yourself. A man that catches 2 rabbits catches none. Instead, invest in people better than you in specific fields to get better results. And more importantly, so you can focus on what you are best at. Speak soon, Charlie. These are so compelling. Like, I promise you, if you run this sequence, there is no way you don't book appointments, especially if you keep watching and I show you how to get leads. So yeah, you could say my determination is unmatched. Hey, first name, can you not see this ? My persistence and determination is nothing like you've seen before. I'm hungry and ready to help you smash your goals out of the park. These emails are a reflection of this. A man of your success only deserves the best, or you could say a woman, but imagine if I worked this hard for you. And then it's just a David Goggins meme. But it's basically, I think a lot of people are scared to do follow-ups because, once again, they are kind of afraid of what the prospect's going to react to it. It's the second and third order consequence. But by you shifting your mindset and shifting their mindset, the prospect's mindset, it's like they are going to understand that oh shit, if this guy is sending this many emails to try and get me as a client, he's obviously persistent and confident. Like, imagine if he did this for me. So people, like prospects, they make that switch, which is amazing, which is what we want. So that's what we're helping them realize, essentially. So yeah, that's a key part. But yeah, then you've just got this email. I'm not going to go through all of them because this one's more like a value one. But you see how follow-ups are a combination of humor to break the sales resistance. You've got value, which that one was. You've got epiphanies. So it's mainly those 3 things: humor, epiphanies, and value. That is what we want to be doing. And then also a bit of urgency and scarcity as you get down here. So you can basically insert a content asset here. So once again, we're actually including assets in the follow-ups, which are really important. Client interviews, resonance, so scarcities like this one. So spots are filling up. So we really start to put on the pressure. Before I shoot you a quick message to let you know I'm getting busier. This means I've only got 1 to 2 spots left. And you can actually use urgency and scarcity ethically in your marketing, because I want you to think about how many clients could you actually take on right now? It's probably not more than 5 or 10, right? Before everything starts crashing down. So use that to your advantage. Explain that in the marketing. I can literally only take 5 clients on, right? And you can do that ethically because you can. So yeah, that's just that's the email drip sequence that is pretty damn solid. You can obviously pause this, go back, rewatch it. But if you run this, there's no way you don't book appointments through it, especially if you send 100, 200 emails a day. So that is that. Now let's go over lead quality, which is the final thing. And the importance of this is an 8 out of 10, which is pretty damn important. So keep watching, because you can have the best offer and direct response script. So direct response meaning you just telling people to do what you want in the copy. But obviously, if you're messaging leads who have been messaged too many times before, they won't care what you have to say, no matter how good your offer is, because they've just been exposed to it too much. Now, imagine you are the best chef in the world and you've got the best steak in the world, and you go to a man like this who has already eaten his dinner and he's already had a steak, right? And let's say you offer him your steak, no matter how good it is, he's probably not going to eat another steak. So for most of these beginners, it's actually way worse than that, because if you're struggling with cold emails and you've actually tried it, you'll be lucky to actually get the owner to see your overexposed email, or in this case, the steak. Like, it's funny, but like, they literally can't get in front of the owner, and that's why they don't get responses, because you're sending emails to the gatekeeper, the person, the support, their client success, all that good stuff. I mean, bad stuff technically, but that's essentially why your emails aren't getting responded to, or you aren't booking appointments. So here's a prompt that you can actually use to solve this, and this is a secret hack. I'm going to write here secret, because not many people know about this. It's pretty low key. So essentially, let me go off this and actually copy this into ChatGPT. So let's go into ChatGPT. Let's load it up quickly, and let's copy it in there. And then here's a sheet, right? So as you've got to this point of the video, you should understand the domain and the email. So let's say you had this Google sheet here full of leads like this, right? With the first name, domain, and email. But most of the times what you'll find is the email you're reaching out to is for support or info at company name, which is not what we want to do. Do not send emails to these support emails. It's not going to work. Like, I promise you, it will not work. So what you want to do is essentially download this. So obviously I've made tons of videos on leads and how to get leads. So feel free to check it out if you are struggling with leads. We also actually give you leads for free, unlimited, high quality on every platform in the community. So it may make sense for you to join the community, because it's way less than actual cold email softwares. You get go high level, you get lead quality, but nonetheless, let's just download this as a, let's download it as a CSV really quickly. So download CSV, go over to ChatGPT, we're going to import it, and then here's the prompt. You can pause it and read it, but it's essentially, I've attached a list of leads that I want you to use to find the owner's actual email. Put the first name before the @ of the domain name for all the leads in the file. So if we quickly do that, you can see that we've got the first name, domain, email, and what ChatGPT is going to do is basically replace this into here before the @, which is really powerful, because then what we can do is we can essentially, whilst that's loading, we can go to a tool called Never Bounce or Zero Bounce or another email verification software, and essentially you can upload the list that ChatGPT gives you. So as you can see here, what you'll find is that you can actually reach the owner if you just get this to do it on a mass scale. So as you can see, imagine these are all leads, but you don't actually have their owner's email. This is how you would do it. You have the owner's first name, and then you just have their support email, and then you just replace, or you get ChatGPT to replace their name before the actual domain. And what you'll find is like 70 to 80% of the time, that's their email that they operate on. So it's amazing. So you can actually then verify if it is their email by using email verification tools, like Never Bounce, which I just explained. But that basically shows you a secret hack you can use to actually get the owner's email pretty much every single time. I mean, 70% of the time it works. But I highly recommend checking that out if you haven't done that already. And what you can do, just for a bit of extra value, is you can maybe, let's say you're doing 100 emails per day, you could do 50 emails using this method, and then 50 emails with another lead source. So if you split test the lead sources, that is the best thing you could be doing, and seeing which one has higher, open rate, click-through rate, and all that good stuff. So yeah, that is basically a quick overview of how to send emails in 2025. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, let me just write this down, because I'd appreciate it. If you could like and subscribe, that would be amazing. And I'll probably put some videos up here that you can watch. And yeah, feel free to check out the community if you do just want the cheapest way of going about it, because it actually is. You get free leads, you go high level to send emails, all that jazz, plus actually coaching on how to make it work even better. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Take it easy, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have an amazing day.